Good morning, JCT. Hope everybody gets a chance to stop by and visit with us today. This is Jac and Kyle here with the Safety Mile with Jac and Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jac.
There you go.
Good to see everybody. We got a little bit we're going to talk about. What are you going to talk about today, Kyle?
I'm going to be talking about the CVSA's 72-hour inspection and enforcement Blitz in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. So stay tuned.
Crossing borders.
That's right.
The Safety
We're all
Blitz
over
coming
the world.
up. Guys, this is no surprise. It happens every year in May.
Yep.
And then they do different safety inspections throughout the summer as well. So we got to get ready and be prepared for those.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we're going to be talking about that. So let's go ahead and we'll get with anniversaries. We kind of skipped the anniversaries and birthday last week, so we've got a few this week to talk about. So we'll start off anniversaries. Happy anniversary, Todd Fisher, Johnny Ford, our local driver out there in California, Bobby Totsi, Stephen Patterson, Keith Wiley, and Connie Boggs. Happy anniversary, guys. Thank you for your loyal support.
You're the best. All right, birthdays this week. We've got Richard Brown, Daniel Hayes, Stephen Rutledge, Emmanuel Pegram, Keith Wiley, Matthew Frank, Michael Ball, Wendell Dickey, Hans Michael, or Mitchell, potentially. We got Monica Johnson, Raymond Higgins, or Haggins. You know, these names, you can pronounce them any which way. Kevin Rogers, or Roger, if he's French. Antoine Smith, William Carr, Leslie Austin, Jerry Williams, Sean Johnston, Roy Tanner, and Mackenzo Fertile. So, happy birthday, guys. It's going to be a great one.
Happy birthday, guys. Have a good day. Hope everybody's blessed.
That's
All
right.
right. So let's cut into that old safety blitz coming up. 72-hour blitz here for.
Yeah, guys. It's coming
May.
up. We got about 2 weeks before this thing's really going to hit us. It's going to start on Tuesday, May 16th, and it's going to go through Thursday, May 18th. So we got 3 days there where likely there's a good potential you're going to get stopped, and they don't really need like a reason to necessarily, right? They can just straight up throw those lights on, pull you on over, and give you a good old inspection.
Well, we definitely don't want to give them a reason to.
I mean, absolutely, right? At any point. But, like,
Exactly.
you know, the eyes are going to be out no matter what on those days, the 16th through the 18th. Let's just do a little recap about what happened last year. So, last year, 2,288 drivers were placed out of service during this 3-day little blitz that they've got going on. So, just to kind of give you a little perspective on what this potentially could look like, they're looking for you. You know, there's a good potential they could find something on you. So what we want to do is be proactive about this situation here. We want to make sure we're preventing these things from possibly happening.
Well, keep in mind, guys, when we're talking about that number of all those trucks that were shut down and put out of service, not to make that a scary number, like they're out there searching for you.
Right.
These are guys that are put out of service because they were not taking care of their equipment.
Oh, yeah.
They were not doing their jobs, and they were putting your family and my family in jeopardy out on the road with faulty equipment. If you're doing your job and you're taking care of your equipment and you're watching what you're doing, you're taking care of your logs, and you're not doing anything crazy, with a blitz, honestly, you have nothing to worry about if you're doing your job correctly. So don't get all excited and twisted up, oh my goodness, safety blitz coming up. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, this is a non-issue for you.
That's right. Specifically, the focus this upcoming blitz is going to be 3 specific things. We've got ABS systems. There's also going to be cargo securement that they're looking for.
Keep in mind with us guys, that's load locks. We put 2 load locks in every trailer. We don't have the E-channels with the straps or anything like that in our trailers. It adds a lot of weight with those. We have the load locks, so make sure you're getting your load locks in and secure, because if your load locks are not there, that could be considered load securement. A dump truck, the tarps. If it does not have a tarp on, that's load securement. Every part of our industry and what we do out there, there's a type of load securement for each level of what we do. So we got to make sure we're taking care of that.
Yeah, and as far as the anti-lock braking system, you guys are already going to be checking your brakes anyways, right, daily? I think something to really keep in mind is, we're kind of harping on this all the time when it comes to pre-trip inspections. Those trailers, you got to make sure you're checking those things pretty thoroughly, because again, you don't know exactly what the kind of status this trailer's been through, what they've been doing. It could be a rough-looking trailer there, so make sure you're thoroughly checking these things over.
With most of our trailers, they do have an ABS light on the driver's side corner, on the left side of the trailer at the back. if that little light comes on and stays on, it is not necessarily dangerous, but it does mean that the ABS has defaulted in some way. The ABS is not working, so the trailer will revert to normal braking procedures. However, that is something on the equipment that is not working properly, so that does make it a violation.
Right, 100%.
So it's very easy to spot if that light's on. Now, usually when you cycle your key, turn your key on, that light will flash, go on, kind of a little self-check, and then go off. As long as it stays off, you're good. But if that little yellow light back there, it says ABS on it, comes on, then your ABS has defaulted in some manner.
Yeah,
on the trailer.
I would say, like, if you've got a chance to get some preventative maintenance done, I'm not even saying like a whole like week down or anything like that, but get like a little checkup on your truck to make sure it's running properly, that your brakes are working properly, all of that.
That is a good idea.
Do what you can.
Make sure your tires are in proper shape. We don't want to be rolling down the road with raggedy tires.
For sure.
We don't want to have, make sure your tread depths are correct. Make sure that you do not have any cuts or damages to the tires, any cords exposed, any things that are just big red flags.
Right.
Take care of that stuff on your equipment, guys.
With that as well, your ELDs are also going to be an expected focus for these officers. And what kind of comes into play there is really easy things to do. One is verifying your logs every day, certifying those logs. If you have any questions about, hey, what should I be doing there? Like, give us a call in the logs department, and we'll kind of walk you through how you need to certify, what you need to be certifying. Along with that, log falsification. So PC is continually a thing that's catching drivers and getting them violations because potentially they're moving towards their destination while under PC. I would suggest, making sure you're being very careful about how much you're using that PC in the next couple weeks, okay? We don't want to give these guys an opportunity to give us a violation. And again, just don't be using PC to advance a load. It's illegal as it is.
Proper notes, guys. A lot of guys out there, when you're adding a note, this is kind of a big thing for me. When you're adding notes, a lot of guys will put generic notes in for PC. They'll just put in like one-word answers. Food, entertainment. I want to put a little more information in. I don't want to put no biography in, but just a few more words to let the officer that is inspecting the logs know what's going on. Your explanation of why you're using personal conveyance should answer the questions of what's going on, not create more questions. If you're putting in vague answers that's creating more questions, then it could be labeled as possible falsification or incorrect use.
Yeah.
Our answers don't need to create more questions, basically is what I'm saying.
Pretty much. Along with that, a couple other things that are going to be easy violations if you're not doing it. One is just knowing where your ELD malfunction checklist book is going to be. And that's actually going to be in that little black book that we give to you, showing that truck number. Again, you want to make sure you're locating that, placing that around, within an arm's reach distance of your seated air position in the truck. If the officer is going to ask for that and you can't produce it, instant violation. Yes. So easy one to avoid.
It needs to be within reach of your driver's seat,
right.
Such as also your paper logs. You should have blank paper logs and things of that nature. Your of course, your ELD, your blank paper logs,
yep.
Your permit book, and it's a good idea to have spare fuses in your vehicle as well.
Right. Along with that, if your device is getting any malfunctions or diagnostic issues, I would suggest giving us a call so we can kind of walk you through it and see if it's really something that is going to cause you an issue out there. Again, really easy violation to get if you have diagnostic or malfunctions on that thing and they're not being taken care of. Overall, let's just run through it again, kind of the main focus that they're going to be looking at. Anti-lock braking systems, cargo securement, ELDs. Make sure these things are good, man. You want to make sure we're looking good and that we're going to come through this whole little blitz here
there we go.
Without a bump.
There we go. And of course, that all ties into our all into zero safe driving techniques, what we call the Safe 6. Right there starts with get ready. Making sure our equipment is ready to do our important work every day. Make sure we're physically ready. We want to make sure that we're not ill, we're not sick, or driving that truck in a manner that we shouldn't be. So keep in mind, those are also violations that drivers get in trouble for, not being well behind the wheel. So make sure we get ready. That way we can do our important work. Okay. Also, this month, May, we've ordered a bunch of our red shirts in. We're all going to be wearing red shirts on Friday now to support all military members that are deployed. Support, respect, show our respect for them, show that we're wearing our red. Also, May is, help me, Shelby, is a military veteran appreciation month. So that's another reason we'll be wearing the red as well. Okay, anything else you want to add, Kyle?
Guys, just make sure you're doing those thorough pre-trips. Verify those logs every day. Don't be using PC like crazy. Just be solid. Just be by the book. These next 2 weeks, we're going to get out of this thing looking great. I promise you.
Guys, it's really not that scary. It's not that big a deal. If you're doing your job correctly, you have zero issues, zero worries. This is not the guys that are scared and worried about it, they're the guys that are probably not doing their job correctly.
True.
And they're cutting corners, which that they need to be inspected because they're making the situations out there on the road dangerous for your family and mine.
Right.
All right, guys, keep in mind we strengthen our communities by providing safe, reliable, innovative transportation solutions.
And our vision, of course, being North America's most trusted transportation solutions provider. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Peace out. Be safe, guys.